Hello, thank you for joining us. We are going to be talking on this segment, who is our MVP? MVP! Who is it?
All right, so we've got it down to Russell Westbrook and James Harden. That's just because since we did the video on March 8th is kind of like when we did what we thought. I thought James Harden deserved it more there, but we both agree that LeBron James is the true MVP. You want to talk about most valuable player, it's obviously LeBron James every year. And, but right now, for all intents and purposes, the competition, what it looks like it's going to come down to is James Harden and Russell Westbrook. I actually contemplated this a lot, mulled on it, woke up from nightmares because I couldn't pick. And I got to be completely honest, I think it would be a shame if there wasn't a co-MVP. You cannot find any, you're splitting hairs at this point. I mean, I see Russell Westbrook's triple-double and it's phenomenal. But he's also only shooting 42%, 34% from three-point. He's committing almost 6 turnovers per game, which James Harden is doing more, but basically the same number. But his team is also underachieving greatly. They're, I think, now at the 6th spot. They were pushing for the 5th, but they lost a couple of games, so now they're only at the 6th. And he's getting triple-doubles against, like, dud teams. Orlando, Brooklyn. He's gotten a couple of them against, like, the Spurs and Houston. But he's got a really bad record against above 500 teams, playoff teams, especially in the Western Conference. Every time Golden State plays them, they mop the floor with the Thunder. Westbrook gets a triple-double, and then all of a sudden he's the Messiah, even though he lost terribly. They played Houston about 2 weeks ago. Houston was mopping the floor with them, and yeah, sure, OKC would come back every now and again. But yeah, one of the big storylines is here's Westbrook with above 30-something points and a triple-double, phenomenal, but he lost. And at one point, they were down by like 25 points. And it's against a team that you probably will face in the first round of the playoffs kind of a thing. So, but in my opinion, though, I mean, it's really hard to not credit what he's doing. And also with James Harden with he's basically doing 4 more assists per game than he did last year. He's got his team all the way from the 8th seed last year to now the number 2 seed. They're one of the top shooting teams, I think, right behind Golden State, and they probably will give them a run for their money if they meet in the conference finals and the playoffs, because they're both very similar, where they shoot the ball really well. And I think, though, Golden State will outshoot them because Houston will kind of fizzle out. But you can't ignore what James Harden is doing. But it's got to be, I got to say I can't choose one or the other because I can go tit for tat, either one, but honestly, they both deserve it. They're doing a great job. However, you're probably going to agree with me on this one. They need to split this. They need to make an MVP and then who had the best season. I think there's 2 different ones. Most valuable player, we both agree, is LeBron James. Mm-hmm. No, without a doubt, because we have stats about if he misses games, what the record is, and basically he's brought any team that he was at to the final for the 6 straight years, from Cleveland to Miami back to Cleveland. Mm-hmm. We both agreed on that. Yeah. But you cannot ignore the phenomenal season that Westbrook or James Harden is having. And that deserves recognition, but I don't think it's MVP because you take James Harden off and he didn't play last Sunday and Houston still won. With OKC, we don't know if Russell Westbrook would be sorely missed, which he probably would be, but I think LeBron James is more valuable. Yeah. So again, that's just what my take is on it.
Well, I mean, the thing that you can say is here, Russell Westbrook, the team, yeah, it wouldn't be as good as they are right now. Mm-hmm. No, I'm not going to dispute that. But you still have Steven Adams, which, that's not a great point, I'll give you that. But you have Enes Kanter. Mm-hmm. And those 2 guys right there, they're decent. They're not great, but they're decent.
And you have Oladipo there too.
Yeah. Good job. Really did a great job of swapping Oladipo for Durant.
You're only missing about 5 inches of height. That's all.
Yeah, they're not going to be a great team. They're still going to win some games. Mm-hmm. You take LeBron off Cleveland, they don't win.
No.
And isn't it funny that when everything you put a stat on here where the Cavaliers had a record of 7-10 in March, 7-10. Obviously, they're not doing well. You get to the game of Boston, where Boston has the lead. All of a sudden, LeBron just comes alive, and all of a sudden the Cavaliers are banging on all cylinders.
All of a sudden.
All of a sudden. Because what is LeBron worried about? He's not worried about the MVP. He's not worried about, where is my legacy going to be left with when I play this game? He doesn't care anymore because he's been here, done that. Now, what he cares about is getting into the NBA Finals and winning another championship. That's all he cares about. So that's why, honestly, I know this is not the most popular take, but that's why I'm okay with him taking rest, because he's not worried about the regular season. He's worried about getting to the NBA Finals. With James Harden, I loved it. I was watching The Herd with Colin Cowherd, and they were talking about James Harden. And James Harden came out and said about the whole the resting thing. And Christine Leahy, the one that does it with Colin Cowherd, she goes, James Harden said, that every NBA player should play every single game. They should play every single game. And she goes, so what do you think about that, Colin? And he goes, well, he should play every single game. And she goes, well, what about not taking any, or you are okay with him resting, LeBron resting? And he goes, well, Harden isn't carrying the whole league on his shoulders. I love that. It's true.
Yeah.
LeBron is held to a different standard than Harden because he had the decision. I mean, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing, because the guy had a stupid show for him to go to Miami, and he's even admitted it. It was a little over the top. But who cares? We haven't seen a guy dominate the league since Jordan.
Right.
Like LeBron James has. And you can thank LeBron James for the CBA, where all these players who are okay, you get a guy who, who's the kid out of Ohio State? Evan Turner. The guy was supposed to be the second coming of Kobe Bryant, and he's not doing anything really. And he gets paid like $40 million for 3 years. You don't have that without LeBron James, because LeBron James has made the NBA a player league.
Right.
And it used to not be. It used to be all about the owners. And that is what he has done. He has changed the league. That's what great players do. And that's why he's my MVP, because every single year we have the same conversation. LeBron James he's taking a couple of days off, and why is he doing that? The fans want to see him, blah, blah. Listen, I get it. If I were a fan, I bought a ticket, I want to see LeBron James, he rests, I'd be upset. But I understand it, because I'm not playing the game. I'm not getting to play that game. Okay? With Russell Westbrook, he should play every game, because without him, they're doing nothing. Without LeBron James, Cleveland isn't doing anything. But look at that. They're still in the number 1 seed.
In a weaker conference, let's admit that, though. The East is not as strong as the West.
Okay, let's go. Cleveland would be in the either 3 or 4 spot in the Western Conference. They're in the playoffs.
And what's OKC's record?
OKC's record, 45-33.
So they'd be 6th or 5th.
They'd
Probably
be
5th.
They'd be 5th.
Probably 5th. So let's not get tit for tat on that one, just because.
Let's go.
It's 2 weaker conferences, honestly, and plus in the East you've got 3 teams that are sub 500. One of those is going to get in, and they might not even be at 500. And so let's pump the brakes on that. However, I'm not disagreeing with LeBron James being the overall MVP. I'm not dismissing that at all. You can't really even ignore the stats. He's got 26 points per game. He's averaging career highs in both rebounds and assists. Averaging career highs, not just getting career highs, averaging those career highs. And he's shooting up almost, it's like 54 point something, but it's very close to 55% per game. He's never shot the ball better at any place. And he's been in the league for about 13, 14 years now.
And I'm going to cut you off just real quick. He doesn't shoot as many threes. Now, he shot a few more this year than he usually does. But he doesn't shoot as many threes as Russell Westbrook and James Harden and Steph Curry.
Right.
So those points aren't getting super high because he's jacking up threes every time. No, he's never been a great 3 shooter. He never will be. but he's still, when they need a shot, who would you rather have? I want LeBron.
Yeah, I mean, you can't disagree that you want LeBron. However, though, LeBron does not have a very good track record with last-minute shots. Not saying that he doesn't make them, he just decides.
Better than Westbrook.
That's
Harden.
That's very hard to disagree with, honestly. So.
But to go off what you said, you're okay with co-MVP? I'm not. To me, it's okay if someone loses. To me, co-MVP is just ridiculous. I hated it when LSU and USC were co-national champions.
Yeah.
Like, that was terrible. I was like, honestly...
See, that one's a little different. You can go head-to-head on that one and decide from there.
Honestly, with me, I would have rather had LSU be the overall national champion than USC being co. I don't like it.
Yeah.
We're in a sports world now where, you get a trophy for just being on the team. No, when I grew up, you wanted to win. You wanted to win because then you got something.
Right.
Now all these kids, everyone gets participation trophies, and it's ridiculous.
And little Jimmy.
It's okay if someone. And people who are watching, please listen. It's okay if someone loses because those people tend to get better. Michael Jordan was taken off his high school basketball team. He didn't make it his freshman year. I'm sure everyone's heard that story a million times. What did he do? Come back, and now he's considered one of the best, if not the best basketball player of all time. Please, it's okay if someone loses. I'm dead serious. Just let it happen because these people, if Westbrook loses, they're going to come back on fire. He's going to come back on fire and say, fine, you don't think triple-double is good enough? I'll quadruple-double it. I mean, seriously. Yeah. And then James Harden. If Harden, he was going to be like, I keep getting disrespected, I'm going to get the #1 seed. I'd rather see that than get co-MVP, honestly. Okay. Sorry for the rant. I don't want to see co-MVP.
I understand your point though about, like, for example, your example about the co-championship. That one's a little different because it's more like, okay, you can compete to make that happen. And fine.
Agreed.
Fine. Here's the deal then. Because if OKC loses the last 2 out of the 4 games that is left, because there's 6 games overall left for OKC.
Yeah.
If they lose 2 of those 4, they drop to the 7th seed overall because Memphis will then leapfrog them if they have a better record towards the end of the season, which will bring OKC to 7, and then you've got Houston, who's got pretty much has a stranglehold on the 2 spot. Let's just wait until those 2 finish their playoff series, and then we'll name an MVP from those 2. Because honestly, you and I both know this, LeBron's going to maybe get a 3rd place vote. He's not getting 1st place. Just because these 2 seasons, statistically having a better season than LeBron James, even though LeBron we know is more valuable, we know that for a fact. But statistically, it's coming down to these 2.
I'll make the argument of this. If it's fans voting for the MVP, you're right. James is getting 3rd. If it's media, I think LeBron James gets a few #1 picks. I feel like media is kind of leaning towards more Harden, not ESPN. ESPN has been definitely left side of Westbrook.
Oh yeah.
I've seen a lot of stuff on Harden, Westbrook, and James. I've seen a lot of people who know basketball. They say Harden. Fans want Westbrook, and I feel like LeBron James. He's the kind of guy that people who've seen basketball for a long time, old school basketball players, I think want LeBron James. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing because I'm that person.
Right.
That's kind of what I've seen in this MVP.
Right.
I think this MVP race has actually been really cool.
It's been entertaining for sure.
Last year, it was so dumb.
Well,
a lot of people wanted. LeBron James was great, but we've never seen a year like Steph Curry had.
Right.
So everyone arguing that, I can't believe Steph Curry was a unanimous. Seriously, we've never seen a player like that.
I remember at one point, because again, he helped that team get to 73 wins, which is the most in a regular season, beating the Bulls. I even remember that there was a time that they were debating, is it even going to be okay if they also make a most improved? Because all of his numbers across the board, points, field goal percentage, 3-point, assists, rebounds, you name it all improved. And they wondered, is he even allowed to get both MVP and most improved? Because he would fit that criteria. Because which is funny because the 2014 season when they won the championship, they get 67 wins and they win the championship. The following year, 73 wins. So not only did he improve, but he made his team better. Yeah, there's talk that he was going to get most valuable and most improved, but you're only allowed one award.
And bringing that MVP up, it was okay that LeBron James lost. It was okay. There were people up in arms about it, but we got over it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Because LeBron James won a championship, right?
Oh yeah.
Exactly. It's okay when people lose. It's okay that we don't have a co-MVP. It's okay that either Westbrook or Harden, or we'll even put James in there, if one of them wins and the other two lose, it's okay. Because it doesn't mean that they can't do anything in the playoffs. And if they do something in the playoffs, they get an award. And honestly, if you do well in the playoffs, it's better than winning MVP.
Yeah. Well, and honestly, that's kind of like what Harden and LeBron James' attitude has been. Is, MVP is awesome and all, but I'm not really focused on that. I'm trying to get my team to win, which that's what James Harden is doing. LeBron, he just even made he kind of made like a, tongue-in-cheek remark to a reporter about, dude, don't ask me about regular seasons. I've been to the final 6 straight times. I don't care about the regular season half the time. Because, he gets there so often. So he's not thinking MVP, he's just getting his team to win.
Exactly.
By any means necessary. So.
And I will say this, because I really haven't, I've been, how to put this nicely, I guess. I've been a go for LeBron James. That's all I can think of right now.
Really?
But if it's between Westbrook and Harden, I'd rather see Harden win. I think it's great what Russell Westbrook is doing, but his turnovers really kind of, I don't know. And Houston is the better team right now. So honestly, Harden in my book would be the guy I'd rather have win if it were between Harden and Westbrook. If it's between all three, I want James.
Yeah.
Harden's my number 2. So.
All right.
Well, thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Drew Code Sports Talk. Also, that is our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We appreciate all the love and support that you guys have still given us. All the feedback, we love it. Please comment on whatever you want, or if you have our phone numbers, then text us. That's okay. But we appreciate all the love that you guys have given us. Thank you.